We're going to go ahead and get started this morning. We have a call that we do every Wednesday like this. We want to welcome all of our insurance agents, financial planners to our call. On behalf of the Advantage Group and Dave Savola, we want to welcome you here. Today I've got the ability to introduce to you a guy that was very active in the Legal Show program when I got started. Over 15 years ago, he was already a leader in this company. He had built a big business. We're real proud of what he's accomplished, and he has one of the highest persistency ratings in our company throughout North America and has built a nationwide business. So with that, from Cincinnati, Ohio, I want to introduce you to Mr. Mike Little.
Well, Rich, thank you, and it's a beautiful day over here, Ohio, 70 degrees, and last week it was snowing. So, again, we appreciate each one of you taking time out, and this call is to give you some information. It's not to sell you anything. Just take a look at it. I looked at this program back in 1995. Like Rick was talking, I was an insurance agent, had an agency, and had a file cabinet worth of a lot of clients, but nothing else to market to them. So I was looking for something that I could cross-sell. So I could turn my life insurance into something and then whatever it may be back into life insurance. But just like anything else, as agents, we can't put a substandard product with what we have. It has to be a premier service. So I kept seeing articles run in front of my desk like, Broker's World, never mind your 401k plan, how's your legal plan? Time insurance, talk about what a great door opener. Individual investors said if you got in front of 100 people for 25 minutes, 60% of them would want to own the service. So I went on a 15-day research, and I'll tell you what, I tried to shoot holes through this company, and the more I tried to shoot holes through it, the more excited I got with the program. So today, my job this afternoon here in Ohio is to give you just an idea of the service itself, just a basic, quick overview. Now, if you're taking notes, I want you to we've got two services we're going to talk to you about. One is the legal plan. That's $26 a month. And we have an identity theft product, okay? It's a unique product, and we'll be talking to you about that just for a few minutes, and that's $9.95. And I want to go ahead and just describe the legal plan to you. What's unique about this program, it not only covers the member, it covers the member's spouse, never married dependent children under the age of 21 living at home, dependent children under the 18, full-time, if you're a legal guardian, if you're a full-time college student up to the age of 23, we consider 12 hours full-time. If you have a mental handicapped child unable for gainful employment, at one price, that one premium will cover the entire family. So you're looking at, $26. Underneath that, put 85 cents a day. Less than a cup of coffee, you have access to some of the best legal minds in this country. But most people, when you talk to them about that, you're talking about if the value's cheap, the cost is cheap. But I want to explain to you, because this is the key to the whole thing, that our attorneys go into every state and we put in a provider firm. Okay, they get 35% of every dollar goes in based on the number of memberships in the state. We have 1.5 million members on the books that pay every month, not because they have to, because they want to. They understand this $26 is 85 cents a day. It's not an expense. It's a major savings in people's lives. So, but you got to explain to them. We go in, we put that provider firm. Again, they get 35% of every dollar goes in based on the number of memberships in the state. I'm in Ohio here. We have 50,000 plus memberships. They average about $10. You're looking at $500,000 that goes into that law firm every month, whether we use it or not. It works on the same concept. How can you pay $500 for a health policy and get a $15,000 operation? Well, you ask an agent, they'll tell you that's the law of large numbers. And what, again, makes this unique, and you'll hear me using that word a lot, that our clients not only have access, in the state they live in, it's a nationwide program. It's like a blanket that lays on top of them no matter what part of the country they're at. They're going to have access to the legal system. One more thing you might like to write down, no underwriting. It's a guaranteed issue product. They haven't raised the rates in 40 years. It's a rate-stable product. But you're going to find out that you're going to be able to turn life insurance into your legal plan back into life insurance. So that was a little bit of my research, a little background on how we got started. It's our 17th year with the company. And so let's go ahead and talk about the service itself. Here's what our clients have access to is unlimited telephone consultation for personal business questions. I personally believe we live in the greatest country in the world, but if you don't know your rights, you don't have them. And if you know them, you can't afford them, you really don't have them. I'll sit down with my clients. I want you to do the same thing, because if you don't see a value, if it doesn't make sense to you, you can't make dollars. It just made sense to me, And so it makes sense we can make dollars. But, you know, just think back in the past. If you knew in the past you could have picked up a phone, called a major law firm, talked to them about anything, personal or business, and you knew you weren't going to get a bill other than that monthly membership at $26 a month at 85 cents a day, how many times in the past would you have picked up that phone? Many times. Why don't we? I tell my clients it's, you know, it becomes a financial problem or legal situations automatically turn into a financial situation. If there's a problem or situation, someone not standing behind a warranty, a guarantee, a promise, or just treating one of our clients unfairly, what our attorneys will do at no cost to our clients, they'll send out a letter, they'll make a phone call on their behalf. Now, if we send out a letter, we make a phone call, we're going to the customer service department. But that attorney sends out a letter, they make a phone call, they're going to the legal department. I'll sit down with my clients, I say, Mr. and Mrs. Client, if you knew you get all your contracts reviewed free, if it was free up to 10 pages, would you have it done? They said, sure I would. I said, that's your next benefit. We'll review all contracts up to 10 pages for you, no cost to you. The next one, 7 out of 10 Americans do not have, and 80% of them go to the hospital. It's called a will. Now, what we're going to do is give our client a will. What I like about this, our client doesn't have to be with us a year, 2 years, 3 years to qualify for this. It's day one. Our wills run anywhere between $400 to $600, depending on what part of the country you're at. They could cost more. We not only give them the will, we give them the living will and the durable power of attorney at no cost. Now, if the spouse would like a separate will, that's $20, and update that would be $20. But pay close attention to this. If they'll get that second one done in the first 60 days, we'll waive the $20. We'll throw the living will and the durable power of attorney in at no cost to them. See, this is a little different. You know, when I market car insurance, whoever came up with that idea had to be a genius. As long as you pay on time and don't use it, you can keep it. Well, with Legal Shield, we want our clients to use it. They will not penalize you. They've not raised their rates on existing clients in 40 years. We also have motor vehicle. Now, this will have some limitations on it. Our clients got to be legally in the car, no drugs, no alcohol, and a 15-day waiting period. Now, no matter what part of the country they're at, they have a moving violation. Our attorneys will do everything in their power they can to get those points reduced. We don't fix tickets or anything like that, but they'll do everything they can. Judge, if my client doesn't get another ticket in the next 12 months, can we waive these 4 points? Just ask yourself, do you drive for a living? Well, sure we do. We drive for a living. I have clients today who work for DHL, FedEx, over-the-road truck drivers. If an over-the-road truck driver today, the way the law is being changed, if they get a speeding ticket in their car, it counts toward their CDL. So a speeding ticket for us, we can pay it and go on about it, no big deal, But if a truck driver, a FedEx driver, DHL, they could lose their livelihood just with one speeding ticket. Also, now under our motor vehicle, they have a thing called criminal charges. Heaven forbid you or one of your clients have an accident and someone is killed due to your actions, you could be charged with involuntary manslaughter, negligent homicide, or vehicle homicide. Those are criminal charges. There's not an insurance company in this country will cover you for criminal charges. Let me repeat that. There's not an insurance. I don't care who you're writing for, whatever it may be. You check it out. They're going to take care of civil, property damage, umbrellas, all about that. The criminal part is the state. That's you and the state. The average vehicle or homicide, they tell me, runs anywhere between $30,000 to $80,000. They said a retainer runs anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000. Where does your client get that type of money? If something like that would happen. If they slide on the ice, hydroplane, Texan, whatever it may be, they go left to center line and there's a fatality. They didn't mean to do it, but they did it. That's why they call it involuntary manslaughter. You got a 16-year-old daughter or a 17-year-old son has an accident, someone's killed. Who are they suing? Mom and dad. This is nothing but risk management. For that 85 cents a day, we're the only company in this country will cover it. Win, lose, or draw. No ceiling, no deductible. If I looked at this back in 1995, I had 3 daughters driving around. I looked at this program, I said, I can't afford not to own this. It was a greater risk for me not to have it than to have it. I told my wife I'd rather own something never needed and not have it than need it. We also have lawsuit protection, okay? We're going to start our clients out with 75 hours of attorney time, okay? Most people don't realize today there's 177 lawsuits filed every minute according to the American Bar Association. We know that you don't have to be guilty to go to court. You just have to be accused, okay? So we have law protection on that. We also have IRS audit protection. What I like about that, our clients are signed up in 2012. We actually go up and go back and pick out the trailing year of 2010 and give them 50 hours of protection. We have what we call a preferred members discount. Now, what I like this because it covers pre-existing conditions. We know what a pre-existing condition is. Our insurance company makes us very aware of that. But with Legal Shield is an ongoing situation before they own this service. You know, if we can talk to them, speaking for the attorneys, there's no cost. They can review a contract, no cost, send out a letter, no cost. If they have to go to the courthouse, you're looking at a 25% discount. It also covers things that normally don't happen on a daily basis. On our motor vehicle, we talked about drugs and alcohol. We don't cover it at 100%, but we will cover it at a 25% discount. Divorce, adoption, incorporation, child custody, bankruptcy, things, again, that normally don't happen to you on a daily basis. We have a very unique service that we have 24/7 our clients access to the legal system. Now, this is for the serious stuff. Excuse me. When, 5 o'clock, when our phones go off, in every state 2 attorneys go on call. Now, this is for, 10 o'clock at night, there's an accident, injury, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. You just flip your membership card over. On the back of that says, if it's your intent to question, detain, arrest me, please tell me to call my attorney immediately. Those are your Miranda rights, okay? You have access to it. It could be as much as, I tell my clients, let's just keep it real. You bust your kid's butt, and they run upstairs and call 1-800-DADDY with my butt. Next thing you know, you got child custody standing on your doorstep on a Sunday afternoon talking about taking your kids away. That's it. You could be pulled over going to church on a Sunday. The officer got a broken taillight and find out you've got 3 warrants on you in Pennsylvania for writing bad checks. You say, officer, that's not me. And he says, is this your name? Is this your social security number? Yes, yes. I promise you, all you're going to hear is click, click, watch your head, get in the back seat. Somebody has stole your identity. It's one of the fastest growing crimes in America today. That is our legal plan, and Legal Shield stands behind it. We also have an identity theft service with the number one company out there is Kroll, K-R-O-L. You can actually pull them up online. I suggest you do that. Again, repeating myself, I could not sell a substandard product, especially when you're looking at identity theft. When you're looking at identity theft, you have to have 3 elements. Number 1, can they identify it? Number 2, can they stop it? Everything you see out there, I don't care how good the advertising is, that's all they do. They will not fix it. Number 3 is the key. Will they fix it? We're the only company out there who will actually fix it for our clients. The first thing we do, we give them access to their credit reports. We'll pull up their credit report in the privacy of their home. The FTC will tell you right now 25% of all credit reports are bad, and you don't have a thing to do with it. I tell my clients today, I said, you want to make sure that's yours. The way the economy is today, you're out there looking for jobs, different things like that. Some companies will pull your credit, see if they'll hire you. Insurance companies, mortgage brokers. So we will make sure everything belongs to you. Then they monitor you on a daily basis. And the intakes, open accounts, change of address, you're notified immediately. That is the key, early warning on that. Now, if it would happen, we can't stand up to our clients that we guarantee you will not get broke into. If I was selling security systems, I couldn't guarantee your house won't get broke into, but I can minimize the risk. The same with identity theft. We can't guarantee that your identity won't be stolen or breached, but we can guarantee if it would happen, only if it happened, you're going to be signing a licensed agent that's going to put your identity back to the original condition it was before it's breached to your satisfaction with a company called Kroll. Kroll, when 9/11 went down, this is a company called Insecure the Twin Towers. They did the forensic accounting work on Enron. Fortune 500 companies use it for background investigation. If you or someone's ever had any high government clearance, Kroll is probably the one that put it together. So basically what you're looking at is a unique package. What we do, we put a complete wall of security around the family. Now, what I like about this program, too, you're vested day one. You own the block of business. I worked with the insurance companies. If I didn't work for the company, I didn't get my renewals, okay? And probably a lot of you are the same way. Well, this is yours, okay? You're set up as an independent contractor with the company with a unique program. We looked at this back in 1995, and we started cross-selling the service. We actually became the number 1 life writer in the state of Indiana by using this program. We were able to put $107,000 into the office just with this service. So that's the service. It's very unique services. I want to turn it over to Mr. Rick Johnson. He's one of the top team builders in the country. Rick has a 6-figure income. He just first year put it together, 6-figure income, now living on a nice 6-figure renewal income. Mr. Johnson, the call is yours, sir.
All right, thanks, Mike. What I don't know if I am different than other people that have been in the insurance business, but what happened to me was I had a retail location, and I had been approached by Legal Shield people over time that would stop by my office, and I really don't know exactly what the problem was, whether I was not a very good listener or I didn't give them enough time to tell their story, or maybe they weren't very good storytellers. But the point was I had heard just enough about Legal Shield to say no to it, not enough to say yes. And it was really at the encouragement of a insurance friend of mine that told me that he told me basically if I knew as much about Legal Shield as I thought I did, I'd be marketing the product, because he simply said it's a common sense product that every insurance agent ought to have as part of their portfolio. And basically what it allowed us to do is provide services that the average individual out there today just do not have, yet the problem and the ramifications and the risk factors are so high. We know for a fact that identity theft is one of the fastest growing crimes in the world, growing at the rate of 20% per year. And if your identity is stolen, you literally take and it'll turn a person's life upside down. Now, many of us experience getting a phone call where somebody has wrecked their car. Well, if you wreck your car, you call the tow company, they pull it down to a body shop. The body shop repairs the car, and you're back on the road. If your house burns down, you call the fire department, they put out the fire, and then you can simply take and call your builder, and they rebuild your home. But in the world of identity theft, there is no fire department to call. Most police departments today even hate to take a local report, because in many cases the identity theft is done in some other part of the world. And for the average individual with a full-time job in North America, one, they don't have any idea how to fix it, they don't know who to call, and they don't have the time to make the calls necessary. Now, when the Federal Trade Commission says that it can take up to 600 hours of time to fix an identity theft issue, I dare say that if you're a working person in this country or in Canada, you do not have the ability or the time to do that kind of work. And so what we have had here is an opportunity to fill a gap in insurance coverage. The identity theft products today, we cover not only what most of us think about, which is the financial side of identity theft, but we also cover here medical and employment identity theft, criminal identity theft, and character or driver's license identity theft. These are all 5 areas of importance whereby you can help your client with these issues. Now, another thing when I first started was we simply had a tremendous book of preferred automobile customers. You know, I had those that came in and wanted liability only, and then I had those that wanted full coverage, and they didn't necessarily know the definition of full coverage, but what I took that to mean is they wanted to be covered, period, and they did not want to become insurance agents, and that's why they were trusting you and I to do their work for them. And so we provided that full coverage to the best of our ability, and after I heard about the Legal Shield plan, I realized that full coverage would definitely mean having a Legal Shield plan. Some of the things that Mike talked about, defending the driving record, catastrophe, criminal indictments from an automobile accident, which weren't covered under the auto policy, but were covered under the legal plan. And so those were important factors that we wanted to fill that gap with. And another thing is we did a certain amount of life insurance business. And in the process of doing life insurance, we did mortgage protection, we did buy-sell agreements with a lot of our small business owners. All of those activities and all those plans meant that they needed an attorney to have that happen. And so with the Legal Shield plan, we were able to send them to an attorney where they did not have to worry about costs. They were guaranteed they were going to talk to a specialist that specialized in the area of the law they were concerned about, and they were able to get consultation as well as some of the agreements worked out for them by this law firm. And, you know, another thing that really hit home with me was, you know, AM Best rates insurance companies, and I know we're all proud to say that the company we represent are A-plus or A rated by AM Best. Well, in the world of the legal world, there's a third-party rating service called Martindale-Hubbell, and Martindale-Hubbell's been around since the 1800s. Martindale-Hubbell is a rating service for attorneys and law firms. Highest rating you can get is an A, B rating, and I'm proud to tell you that 95% of our law firms, our provider law firms and attorneys are A-B rated lawyers and law firms, which simply tells you this, that you don't need to worry about marketing our product to somebody because we are delivering the best that the industry itself has to deliver to your client base. So you're getting first-class attorneys at an affordable, cost-effective price. And because it is a common-sense product, most people, when they understand it, hear it, and realize how inexpensive it is to add it, it is a simple thing to add on. And every time you enroll a new member with this program, once you get through our little training program, you can earn as much as anywhere from $138 to as much as $252 every time you enroll a new member. And, you know, if you're just working along here at a couple $100 per membership, you do a couple of those a day, that's an extra $400 a day. It's an extra $2,000 a week, an extra $8,000 a month, and it totals up to over $100,000 per year. So it can mean a great deal of new cash flow to your agency. And the nice thing about this cash flow is you're already paying the overhead out of what you're making now. So this $100,000, and even, hey, say it's $50,000, you bring home an extra $1,000 a week to the family. It can make a difference in what you drive and where you live. And here was another thing. I thought about it from the standpoint of retirement. We were being basically self-employed. We were always trying to figure out a way to have a retirement income. The thing that's great about Legal Shield, you own that book of business. You're vested from day one. And that means that we have had, and we've seen people over the years who have built a book of business over years pass away, and their daughters and their sons and their wives, in many cases, wind up receiving the income from that agency, and it continues and passes down to the children. So they have the same income stream that they had prior to the individual passing on. And so it's a legacy you can leave your family. It's a business that even though you might eventually retire, sell your agency, this is another separate piece of the business that can allow you to continue to have cash flow and continue to take and enjoy the tax benefits of having a business that you can run from home and be able to take all those benefits that are available through the current tax code. So, what we feel is it's a right time to become involved. Legal Shield was publicly traded for 35 years, and now we're privately traded. But the thing that's great about our program today is we're moving into a second phase. Mr. and Mrs. Stonecipher built a tremendous company with a tremendous network of law firms throughout North America here. But what we're doing now is that's been built. The foundation of our company has been built. But from this point forward, we're dealing in the marketing of that concept in that company, and our new leadership now is taking this a new phase of marketing and rebranding of this great company. So it's an opportunity now to really be on the ground floor of the Legal Shield program and be able to help your clients in the process, and at the same time increase your cash flow and bring that home to your family. So with that, I'm going to turn you back to inviting you on our call. We thank you for your time today. We hope this has helped. Have a great day and good selling, and God bless.